What's up, Den? Like my giant new bottle of water. I'm slacking. I'm gonna have to drink like freaking half a gallon in the next so many hours. But anyway, I am on fire right now. What time is it? I don't have that much time. I'll probably go to the gym. I've had a shitty week. Let's just be straight. I've had a really terrible week. Mindset was just like fucking with me. My knee keeps getting swollen and which is causing my ankles to swell and it's just driving me bonkers and I've just been a bad week. Well, a few weeks ago I hired a PR rep who focuses on storytelling to help me take some of my experiences and my personal stuff around my brand and my life and whatever and turn it into pitches and stories that I can use for articles and podcast interviews and things like that. I'm not always the best at promoting myself, and she knows me kind of well, and is just like a beautiful writer, so I hired her, and I'm super excited about it. Well, we just got off the phone, and it's not showing me if this is working. If there's somebody here and you can hear me, tell me. But anyway, so we just got off the phone, and like I just wanted to say, like, if you are on the fence about hiring someone to help you with your business in any way, shape, or form, whether it's a coach or PR or a copywriter or anything, get those people in your space. Because every single time I have a conversation with a coach or anybody, it just shit expands in like such a big way. And it's those connections, and especially when you're a creative person, like your mind just gets fucked. Like think about how much passion you feel from the conversations, the live calls here with Sean. Like imagine if you were on the phone with him directly or with someone else, you know, and you're talking about your business and they're also creative and they're also this, you know, business owner or whatever, and they're helping you expand your own thoughts and your own desires and wants into fucking reality and into like perspective, right? It's like massively powerful. So if you're on the fence about that, get off the fence because it's going to change your life 100%. I've been doing this for 2 years. And every single time I get on the phone with somebody of quality, like, it's just insane expansion and it's insane, like, clarification continues to get more clear, and it's amazing. What I wanted to tell you guys really quick is every part of who you are feeds into your story. We know that, right? But when you learn how to take your experiences and bring them back into what you do for a living or like how you help people, it's a very insane feeling. So for example, I'm literally on the phone with her talking about, you know, how I just decided that I always thought I was supposed to be like this coach for men, which I still will be, obviously, but I never focused a lot on women. And there's been 3 big things recently that have pushed me into the space of being the woman who gives permission to women who want to be badasses and be who they are without being a bitch and be powerful and be that person. Like, I'm going to lead their fucking way. Because I think that there's a lot of women in business and a lot of women who are catty and gossipy and still throw this like I'm a bitch thing out into the space. And like, you don't have to be like that to be powerful and be successful and run a business and be an influencer. Like, you don't have to be a giant bitch. And like, that's a big thing for me personally. Like, same thing with you don't have to be an asshole. Just because you're honest doesn't mean that you have to be an asshole. There's a whole other way of being it. So that's something for me that's been coming up. So that was really big to talk about with her. And one of the things we talked about was like how you can be like, talk about female empowerment without being like a feminist man-hater. Like, those 2 things don't have to be the same thing, right? I love men. I love men as obviously like partners and as friends and business partners and things like that. So like, I would never be that way. So it was kind of cool to talk that out with her. And I'm really just rambling this out to you guys, whether anybody watches or listens, whatever. But I just needed to get out of my head. And then we were talking about how I help people, my one-on-one clients. coaching, not project management. And one of the things, so I'm sitting here explaining to her like a conversation I've had with some coaches or with a client, and like how I've helped them with perspective around life and balance and how these things work. And she goes, hold on a second, like I don't think I necessarily completely understand what you do. I thought you helped them with productivity. I'm like, well, I do, but everything else feeds into that. Like, you can't have a productive life if you're not paying attention to everything else and you feel the guilt and like the weight of all these other things, and like you're not being present over here, you're not going to be present in your business, and it's just all conflicts and the chaos begins, right? So I've always used the term on my website and on my like paperwork of performance coaching. Why the fuck am I not saying that out loud when I'm talking about what I do for a living? Like, are you serious, Jamie? Oh my Lanta, you guys, like, seriously, mind blown. What the fuck? Like, I spent an entire day with Sean in Utah, and never once did I even think to say performance coaching. I always kept going to productivity, like I get shit, help people get shit done, which still applies with performance coaching, but like let me read this to you really quick, if anybody's listening. Super fucking excited about this. So you cannot be a high performer in one area and ignore the other areas. We know that Core 4 explains that to us, right? But like, without good relationships, taking care of yourself, taking care of your health, controlling your mind, being truly on top of your business, like, that's what being a high performer is. That's what I help people with. Ta-da! Like, it's not just productivity, like, it all feeds in together. So I'm, like, stoked right now about performance coaching and where I can take that term, and I cannot fucking wait to explode it. I'm, like, on fire. Hey, Sean, what's up? I'm just rambling. There may not be a point to this, other than at the beginning I talked about how important it is to get on the phone with professionals around your business, because it like fucking lights you on fire and gives you all kinds of ideas. And that's what just happened to me. I'm like, I'm so excited right now. Like, I don't even, it's big shit on the horizon. Like, she's about to blow up some stuff for me, and I'm so excited. And we talked about like how nobody discusses drive. Like, everyone's like, you have to have the skills to make it work, and you have to have this to make it work, and you have to do this to make it work, and nobody talks about like the drive it takes to make it work. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I grew up listening to. Like, I have parents that had zero resources when I say like schooling and money. Like, they didn't have any of that shit. They went to high school and that like straight into workforce, like college education. My brother was the first person in our entire family to ever graduate from college. But they had the drive to make it work. So that's what was instilled in me. And so like we started talking about that, and she was like, nobody talks about that. Everyone's like, oh, here's the skills and here's the steps and this is what you need to do because, you know, this is what the entrepreneurs tell you to do. And nobody talks about the drive. Like, you have to give a shit and like actually want to do it. Just like how Sean says, do the fucking work, right? Like, kind of in the same concept, but obviously I'm not trying to like quote him. But so when she said that to me, it was like a huge epiphany where I was like, yes, like that is a perfect way to describe it. Sean, you never know where you might be a little nugget. That's what I'm thinking. I've had shit for drive, and I know what I need to do and pretty much how, just haven't had the drive. So I'm glad that you say that, and I'm not picking on you. So please, you know that I love you. You and I have had numerous conversations, so you know I'm not picking on you. That's what I keep coming across. So many people are coming to me, and I'm getting fucking frustrated about it, to be really frank with you. People come to me and they're like, I have all of this stuff and I have the knowledge, and like Sean gives you the tools and then I give people tools, and everything you need is out there. It's the drive. It's the perception. It's the awareness. It's the presence that people are lacking. So that's been on my mind, is like, how do I really get that into somebody to push them? And it's not very easy. Like, it comes down to obviously somebody flipping that switch and deciding that they really want to do that. And they want to put in the effort and the determination to go there. And then obviously I can support them and push them along the way and hold them accountable as needed. But it's just a matter of like getting that clear to people. There's a big clusterfuck of miscommunication where people are like, oh, well, you're my coach. Like, what you told me should just make it work. And it's like, no, like, No, you have to do it. You know, like, and I do that with my own coaches. Like, I don't just because Sean told me how to make 25 grand a month doesn't mean that I just randomly started making it. Like, that's not how it works. Like, you have to take that and mold it into your space and actually have the drive to keep going as it sucks really terribly and it's hard and you want to keep going to make money. Like, that's what it comes down to. And one thing that she said to me, this woman, while I was on the phone with her, that like really stuck out to me, she's like, Jamie, you are all about actually making a change, not just talking about it, not just like, let's talk about your mindset. Woo. It's actually making a change. And she's like, and I see it in you that you're not satisfied unless you see that happen. I'm like, no, I'm not. And it's hard. It's a hard situation, so that's why I've been being so frustrated lately. So like her and I went through this and talked about like the power of choice, like explaining, I have to explain to people like why, as harsh as this may sound, but like, why are you right here? Like, I'm going to explain to you the choices that you make on a daily basis that keep you right here, right? And like, but this is where you want to be. So let's talk about the choices you're currently making that are keeping you here and what needs to change to get you here. And this is something that actually not too long ago I was talking to Sean about because I was frustrated because I would tell my, like, in all fucking transparency here, I would give my rate to people and they're like, I can't afford that. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, and I was getting super frustrated. And Sean's like, dude, you have to explain to them and break it down and say, hey, here's the value, and like show it. And so like she and I actually broke it down even further without even meaning to. This is a fucking PR conversation. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, if you have the opportunity to get on the phone with any kind of professional that's going to help you with your business, regardless of what it's about, the nuggets that come from those conversations are massive. Like, take those opportunities, have those conversations, have a pen and paper in front of you, because when someone else has that kind of energy with you, there's just no doubt that the stuff's just going to flow. Like, there's just no doubt. And like, we were talking about PR where I literally just have to kind of tell her stories and she's creating these plans for me. And I have 4 pages of notes of like epiphanies around how to help my clients and do business and things like that. Like, it's massive and I'm just super stoked. And I think that it's time for me to go to the gym. What time is it? But anyway, again, like I said, I 100% am like so excited, and I had to jump on here because I knew what I was going to say may not have made sense, and so I didn't necessarily want to put it on my regular page, but I wanted to talk to you fine folks about it because I think that, well, like Sean said, there's probably some little, Sean Russer said here, and maybe some little nuggets within that, and I'm just really excited. So there's some really good energy for y'all if you want to watch it and like soak it up, because I'm like on fire. So there's that. But yeah, I do have to go. So I love you all. Have a fabulous rest of your day. Sean, that's awesome. I always have a notepad ready when I'm having a quality convo with someone. Dude, I'm the same way. Like, you never know what's going to come to mind. You know, she's asking me PR questions, and I'm over here, like, having epiphanies about ways to help my clients. Like, I'm like, whoa, this is amazing, like, as I'm talking, you know. So, yes, it's just a little lesson. Definitely a really powerful conversation, a powerful afternoon, just what I needed. I've been very frustrated this week, to be honest. So there's that. But anyways, all right, guys, I got us to go. So I'm going to let you all go. Thank you for watching and listening. I love you. Have a great afternoon. Bye.